8.5% rate increase, and we froze every single levy. Now that's one part of it. The next part is that the roads are better, we've got a transport strategy, the pubs whole are there, we've got a Commonwealth Games to host in 2018, that means $1.2 billion of infrastructure that I'm being part of the design and the committee on that. So when you look at the Gold Coast now, it's happening, and that's why there's more to be done. And as I spoke back in April 2012, I shared with everybody that you know, I wouldn't do the mayoralty gig unless my wife Ruth is on board. We're a team, married 35 years, and people know that when you're married, you're basically you're one, inseparable, right, Sonny? And my point is, so I went home and I said to Ruth, look, and I wouldn't mind doing more things for the community. And her reply is that, well, you'd probably spend about 3.5 days already being chair of Gold Coast CCIQ, Chamber of Commerce Industry Queensland. It's on the board of Rugby Gold Coast, on the board of Gold Coast Turf Club, and if anything's going, I have a go and get down there and help coach or something. And she said, you know, you're fairly full. But I said, no, I don't believe the council was going very well at the time. This is back 2011. And the reason I said that is that at that time, the rate increase was 8.5% that year. And then I asked the question to the CEO, what's your forward projection for your rate increase? And he said, yeah, we've got a 10-year figure. I said, well, please tell me, enlighten me, what are you planning to increase our rates to be? And he said it was 5.5% each year compound. I looked at that. I mean, I run a business, and if I'm renting a shop, that my rate going to come in at 5.5 compound each year, there's nothing left. And I just looked at it, and he just spoke it out as if it's normal. And I just went, oh, there's something wrong with the culture at council at the time. And then I look at the councillors, infighting, you know, they're out there yapping, I won't name names, but was a motley crew. And you couldn't be proud of them, put it that way, I'll be blunt, you know. And then, so they're the things that I said to Ruth. I said, look, I want to have a go, get in there, and she smiled. And then she said, it's the mayoralty, isn't it? Because she knows me, I'd like to get in there, make a difference. And I said, yes, I'd like to do that. And I said, but wait, there's more. So I pull out an engineer, typical, pull it out, had a list of all the things I want done. You know, new town plan, restructuring council, cut the waste, reduce rates, pay down the debt, transport infrastructure, all the likes. They're the list of a pretty hefty list. And I said, that's what I want to do and when, and I put the time frame and all those. And she said, yeah, I understand all those things that you're trying to do. What system goes 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 8? What is that? I said, it means it's 8 years. She said, oh. She's smiling. She said, well, how long is one term? Because she's not that political. If you know Ruth, she's opposite to me. She's very keep to herself. She loved to do charity and all those things, but she wouldn't want to be out in the public, in the newspaper or radio or television. And I said, the term is 4 years. She went, that's 2 terms. I said, that's what I mean, 2 terms to get it done. I mean, I said, when you see me playing rugby back in the days, and my last game was in 2007, and the last season, and I said, have you seen me walk off the field at half time? She said, no, you play right to the end no matter what. I said, well, this is the stage I'm at for the city, for the mayoralty. And rightfully, there's a lot of things that's happened, and I'd like to continue and finish it off. And that's when I got the yes from Ruth back then. Right? So I had to line that up. Then I said, oh wait, there's more. She goes, yes, and? I said, well, hon, I don't want to be beholden to any property developers. And she said, yes, that's fair enough. I said, well, what? That's code for I want to spend our money in our bank account, in your and my bank account, to fund the mayoral campaign. And it's quite substantial to run a fairly a competitive campaign. And that's the one that she said yes straight away very easily. I said, gee, you said yes so easily. She said, oh, I know you. After the mayoralty and that, you'll make a deal and you'll make the money back and all's good. And matter of fact, we're blessed already with all the investment we've done together, and it's all worked. And so she didn't have the issue there. That's how that started. And but I digress a little bit just on the investment, how we were blessed. We were talking about Cabramatta just at our table, and the house there now is around $1 million. And I said, oh, I live in a suburb about a few doors back called Guildford. And I bought the house there with Ruth, 66,000, 83, 84, something like that. And we just came back from going from overseas, came back, and said to Ruth, oh, let's buy a house. And we came back broke. Let's go and buy a house. And I remember the time Advance Bank would lend 95%. Sounds good. It's not 5%. It's not in our bank account, so I went and applied for a St George Visa card. Got the other 5 in there. They never asked. There we go. Let's have a go spirit. My kids don't do that. Anyhow, we did that, do it up a bit, and enjoy living there. So the conversation came up. Used to drive to Cabramatta to get those Asian food. I love Thai and Laos, and they were authentic because that's who they were, refugees from there. And on that part of it, we sold a couple of years later, and we made we sold for 135,000, tax-free. Even the accountant said, "That's tax-free, mate." I went, "Oh, how good is this?" So we've been moving houses. We've been like gypsies for the last 30 years. I mean, just about Ruth didn't mind it. We'd buy somewhere, live in it, do it up, add value, sell, move on. Came up to there's so many other little stories there, but my point is, gradually, we were blessed. So the last sale, we sold the Islander for 26.5 million, and happens that we live in the penthouse, and I got a very big price for the penthouse, so that's not taxable. So in that part of it, so for Ruth to say yes to the funding of the mayoralty was fine. Now, as far as the city's concerned, if you look back in 2011, as I did, there were 2 cranes in the sky. Both of them was at Griffith University. None other, unless I missed a small one somewhere. Now, fast forward 3.5 years later, there's continually sits around 30 cranes in the sky, and more will grow. That's the crane index. My mantra was this: I want to create jobs for the future of our city, and there's a main reason for that. It's this: I want the choice for our kids to have a choice to go, well, I love the city here. Mum and Dad brought me up here. I want to maybe travel the world, but I want to have the choice to come back, work here, bring up my family here, and be close to Mum and Dad. That's really my #1 goal. That's the passion I've got, and that passion is similar throughout our city. Who would want our kids to just go, all right, I'm 18, I've got to leave, and I'll see you later, and they find some love somewhere else, and you don't get to see the grandkids once in a blue moon or whatever. Well, that's not a true family value. I mean, circumstances dictate some of that, but I want to do my bit to make sure that Gold Coast kids, the next generation, have the choice. And I went away and thought about that. I said, yep, they're going to do that. And then I articulate this to some of the audience. I said, look, my eldest is David, 29 this year, and he's a dentist. And luckily I didn't call him Bob, he would have been a builder. But dentist is pretty good. He makes more than the mayor, so good luck to him. And then in the last year, I've been married a year now, and we married a vet, Katie, beautiful lady, loves animals, and so the two of them bought in Helensvale. So I can see now in the very near future that David and Katie, they do come and visit now, but one time they will come and visit and bring their grandkids. And I'm going to get the opportunity to play and cuddle them. And I know David's going to go straight to the fridge and drink all the cold beers that I've got. But that's all right, he's been doing all his life. I mean, after he was 18. So, and late in the afternoon, you know what grandkids will do. They will soil themselves. And I'm going to go, Dave, buddy, come over here. Right? There's a bit of a smell here. Here's yours, have it back. I look forward to that day. And my point is, when that day happens, it's truly the family value binds us together. That means those kids has a choice to bring up their family here in the Gold Coast and bring up their grandkids and go to study here. And I've got 3 other kids too, you know, and they'll have the choice there. So that is my mindset, and that is why I'm passionate about it. And then when I debate on the floor of council and all that, all my councillors know I've had my talk on that, why we want to create jobs. Now, how do we do it? It's a lot of variables to do that. The first thing, you've got to bring back certainty to the council. None of this infighting stuff, right? People want certainty, and it goes through the town plan as well. The town plan is about 853,000 words. You need to be a lawyer or a town planner to understand what the hell